Welcome everybody back to the Battle Club Guys podcast. I'm your host, the Battle Club Guy. This will be my WWE Saturday Night's main event and Evolution prediction episode, as WWE Saturday Night's main event takes place live tomorrow night. WWE Evolution takes place live this Sunday night. So I'm going to do them both in one video instead of doing separate videos, because there's only 4 matches announced as of right now for Saturday night's main event. So I'm going to run down the card for Saturday night's main event, get my predictions for that card, and then we'll hop into WWE Evolution. I'll get my predictions for that card. But first off, if this is your first time joining me, as always, thank you for joining me. Like I said, this is the Battle Club Guys podcast. I'm your host, the Battle Club Guy. As always, follow me on Twitter, on X, at the Battle Club Guy. Check out that Instagram, the Battle Club Guy. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The Battle Club Guys podcast on YouTube. Because in 3 weeks' time, the Battle Club Guy tour comes to East Rutherford, New Jersey for WWE SummerSlam weekend. It's gonna be a great time. You know, anytime SummerSlam comes around, is SummerSlam season, I get excited. My birthday's in August. SummerSlam's my second favorite pay-per-view of the year. I've been to a lot of SummerSlams, and I'm gonna be at this SummerSlam. So definitely keep it locked to all my social media accounts. It's gonna be a fun time in 3 weeks' time. WWE SummerSlam, the first ever 2-night SummerSlam from MetLife Stadium, just up the road in East Rutherford, New Jersey. But we have a little pit stop. We have 2 pit stops on the road to SummerSlam. The first one is tomorrow night, live in Atlanta, Georgia, from the State Farm Arena. It's Saturday night's main event. We have 4 matches as of now. The featured match is Goldberg's final match of his 28-year career. Beast the Goat said, this is going to be a fun banter. Yeah, like I said, yeah, everyone definitely subscribe to Bell Banter podcast on YouTube. That's the other show that I'm a part of with me, Beast the Goat, and that CM Punk guy, Hollywood Henry. And it's not for kids. It's we keep it real. We discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of WWE. Let's get into Saturday night's main event. Takes place live tomorrow night. I believe it's 7 p.m. start time from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. I like Saturday night's main events. I was at the first Saturday night main event that featured Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens on Long Island. Saturday night's main events, they're fun. I just wish this one had more matches. But the problem is with WWE, they have so many events, right? So many PLEs, special events. So you're 3 weeks away from your second biggest PLE of the year, SummerSlam. SummerSlam is 3 weeks from tomorrow. But, it is what it is. We got some roadblocks on the way, so let's get into it. 4 matches. Let's start off with the match that was announced on social media by Nick Aldis. It's for the United States Championship. It's the newly crowned United States champion, Solo Sikoa, going up against his former Bloodline brethren, Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa, he has his MFT, right? His My Family Tree, Tala Tonga, Tongaloa, JC Mateo, right? So Solo Sikoa, he's got backup. Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso's I think Jey Uso's got demolished by Bronson on Raw. Sami Zayn's out for the foreseeable future. Jimmy Uso, who does he have? Well, Jimmy Uso has the former United States champion, being Jacob Fatu. I don't see Solo Sikoa losing here, though. I don't. If anyone beats Solo Sikoa for that United States championship, I would say you put it back on Jacob Fatu, or you bring in. I don't know. Maybe someone else on SmackDown can take that title from Solo Sikoa. Seems like they're doing this Bloodline 2.0. Family versus family storyline. So, but I'm a fan of Solo Sikoa. I think he's funny. He's got the backup. He's a good slimy heel. So I'm gonna say Solo Sikoa retains tomorrow night, Saturday night's main event, and maybe we see Jacob Fatu come in to save Jimmy from the beatdown at the end. Next up, we have the returning Drew McIntyre taking on Randy Orton. This match came together at the SmackDown me and Henry were at in Pittsburgh, the July 4th edition of SmackDown when Drew McIntyre made his return. He was telling Cody Rhodes he hopes Cody Rhodes beats John Cena so he can take the title from Cody Rhodes. And then Drew McIntyre went to say that he won't hesitate, unlike some people. RKO out of nowhere, and here we are, Saturday night's main event. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. If I'm booking this match, I'm going to say that Drew McIntyre needs the win here. I don't think Randy Orton needs the win per se. Drew McIntyre is just making his return. He's got a new T-shirt. The man's bored at work. And I think that Drew McIntyre gets the win here. And going into SummerSlam, Clash in Paris, the end of summer, fall, Drew McIntyre will probably be back in that title picture, whether it's Drew McIntyre versus a Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship or Drew McIntyre versus John Cena for the Undisputed Championship. That could be a fun match. But either way, I'm picking Drew McIntyre to pick up the win here. We have another match that was put together, not last minute, but it's been brewing for a while now. It's LA Knight, versus Seth frickin' Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank himself, Seth Rollins. If I'm booking the winner of this match, I'm going to say LA Knight wins this match. And I say that because LA Knight, I think he needs to win more than Seth Rollins. It won't hurt Seth Rollins to lose here. Seth Rollins has that Money in the Bank briefcase. Seth Rollins is basically guaranteed that world championship whenever he wants it. So I'm going to say LA Knight gets the win here, especially if LA Knight's going to go to Raw. And with all the rumors, reports that LA Knight's going to get a big push on Raw in the future. Give LA Knight the win here. I think Seth takes a loss here because I think the end of the main event, Seth will show up. And let's get into that. It's the main event. It's the retirement match of his 28-year career. Bill Goldberg makes his return to the ring. First match since 2022. He is taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther. And for that World Championship, I got a comment from my boy Action VJ. He says, "I'm glad Gunther is next and last. I've grown tired of Goldberg." Action, I don't think you're the only person that feels that way. I know a lot of people in my friend group, they're tired of Goldberg. But from a business standpoint, I get it. It's Atlanta. It's Goldberg's hometown. Goldberg never got his actual retirement match that the man, he deserves, whether you don't like Goldberg, you like Goldberg. Goldberg is a staple in professional wrestling, right? Back in WCW, Goldberg was the man, right? I'm a fan of Goldberg. I've met Goldberg. I met Goldberg during WrestleMania 34 weekend in New Orleans. I saw Goldberg go into the Hall of Fame. I like Goldberg. Now, WWE's counter-programming AEW, right? And if WWE wants the headlines to be all about WWE come Monday night, it could be something that happens at Evolution. It could be something that happens at Saturday night's main event. It could be both. So here's where this is how I would book it. And I know Beast is calling me crazy. Henry doesn't want to see this happen. A lot of people might not want to see this happen. I think Goldberg beats Gunther. I think Goldberg beats Gunther for that World Heavyweight Championship. Now, am I saying Goldberg's going to go on a run? I don't think so. No, I think because they said this is Goldberg's last match. They're billing it as his last match. I think Goldberg beats Gunther, wins that World Heavyweight Championship, and out comes Seth Rollins with Braun and Braun security and Paul Heyman. And I think Seth Rollins cashes in on Goldberg after Goldberg wins that world title from Gunther. And that could set up Seth Rollins becoming World Heavyweight Champion. You give Goldberg his 15 seconds of fame. He wins the World Championship. And then that brings Seth Rollins cashing in his briefcase, right? Seth Rollins wins that World Heavyweight Championship. And then out comes Roman Reigns. Because, WrestleVotes, shout out to my boys over at WrestleVotes, TC and Joey. Definitely follow at WrestleVotes on Twitter. They reported Roman is due back very soon. and I think he has new nicknames. I think he's going to be OTC1. Um, what's a bigger match for night one of SummerSlam than Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship? And then your second match, you could do Gunther versus CM Punk, because CM Punk pushed Gunther. I have a comment here from Beast to Go. Let's put it on screen. He says, if Oldberg pins Gunther, I think I'll turn off the pay-per-view. Well, Beast, I don't think it's not going to be long. Like I said, Goldberg's not going on a run here, guys. I'm not saying Goldberg's going to have a farewell tour like John Cena. I'm saying it's in Atlanta, right? And WWE is all about ratings and being the talk of the town. I got to talk another comment here from my boy Action. An immediate Seth cash-in would be a real heel move. I like it. Exactly. Seth Rollins is heel, right? Seth Rollins is your top heel on Raw, okay? What's a bigger headline coming out of this weekend than Goldberg defeating Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship and then Seth Rollins cashing in immediately, beating down Goldberg, winning the World Heavyweight Championship, and out comes Roman Reigns to chase off Seth Rollins. That way you give Goldberg, like I said, that way you give Goldberg his 15 seconds of fame. He wins the world title in front of his son and family and friends in Atlanta. And then you make Seth Rollins the number one bad guy in all of WWE because he beat down Goldberg in his hometown and won that World Heavyweight Championship. And then you got your night one main event for SummerSlam. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins for that World Heavyweight Championship. So that's, if I'm booking it, Goldberg beats Gunther, wins the world title. Seth Rollins cashes in immediately, wins the world title from Goldberg. Roman Reigns comes out. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Night one of SummerSlam for that World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, got another comment from Beast, but I won't put it on the screen because, like I said, Beast, I like to keep a little family friendly here. I get it. Beast thinks WWE is a talk of town because it's the best wrestling company on the planet, and you can feel that way. Listen, you can like whatever you like, Beast. You know me. I'm the Battle Club guy. I like WWE. I like AEW. I like TNA. I like Ring of Honor. I love all pro wrestling. I got another comment here from Boy Action VJ. We'll put it on screen. It says, your booking also tells people stories may advance on main event, brings more ratings. Yeah, Action, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. It's not, I get it, right? No one, do people want to see Gunther lose to Goldberg? Some may not. Like I said, I'm not saying Goldberg's going to go on this run. I'm not saying it's going to be Goldberg versus Seth Rollins or Goldberg versus Roman Reigns in a spear versus spear match at SummerSlam. I'm saying you give Goldberg his 15 seconds of fame, beats Gunther, heel Seth Rollins comes out, they beat down Goldberg, Seth Rollins wins that world championship, out comes Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, night one of SummerSlam for that world heavyweight championship, and damn, man, I think that would be a great main event for night one of SummerSlam. So that is WWE Saturday night's main event. Like I said, there's only 4 matches announced for as of 6:15 p.m. Eastern. SmackDown starts at 8, so maybe we get more matches announced. Maybe we get a Julia match announced. But that's it, man. We got 4 matches as of now for Saturday night's main event. I think it's going to be a fun show. And I think, I think WWE is going to have a good ending to that show. I don't think Gunther just dog walking Goldberg and defeating Goldberg like that is just how you want to end it. Now, yeah, you could have Gunther win and then Seth and crew beat down Gunther and cash in, but if you want to make Seth Rollins your top heel, you have Seth Rollins beat down Goldberg in his hometown and win that World Heavyweight Championship from Goldberg after Goldberg wins it from Gunther. So WWE has another show this weekend. Let's get into it. It's WWE Evolution, the second ever all-women's WWE PLE. I was at the first ever Evolution event back in 2018 on Long Island at the Nassau Coliseum. I was at that show with my mom, and WWE Evolution, it was fun. It was a fun card. I think this will be a good card as well. It's unfortunate with the Liv Morgan injury. We're not getting a Liv Morgan, Nikki Bella, or the Bella twins versus Liv and Raquel. Wishing a speedy recovery to Liv Morgan. But let's get into it. This Evolution card is stacked. We have 7 matches. Okay. So it's WWE Evolution takes place live this Sunday, 7 p.m. Also from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. All women's PLE event. Let's get into this card, man. I'm gonna start off with I don't know the match order, but let's start off with the NXT. You know what? Yeah, let's start off with the NXT Women's Championship. It's JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. JC Jane's defending her NXT Women's Championship against Jordan Grace, and I believe whoever wins this match will face, I believe it's Masha Slamovich at TNA Slammiversary, July 20th on Long Island in a title versus title, a winner takes all match. So whoever wins this match faces Masha Slamovich in that winner takes all match. NXT Women's Championship versus TNA Women's Championship. So based on that, I'm going to say Jordan Grace wins here, man. I think Jordan Grace defeats JC Jane. Jordan Grace is a former TNA Women's Champion, former TNA Women's Superstar. I think NXT Champion Jordan Grace versus TNA Women's Champion Masha Slamovich. I think it's going to be a great match. So I'm picking Jordan Grace to walk out of Atlanta as the new NXT Women's Champion. We have a tag team match. We have a fatal four-way tag team match. It's my girls representing the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez are defending their WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against the team that aren't friends, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss versus Sol Ruka, Zarya, and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. So we have teams representing all brands, Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Now, with the Judgment Day holding all the gold, right? My boy Finn Balor, JD McDonough, they just won the World Tag Team Championships. Dirty Dom, he's got that Intercontinental Championship. I don't think you should take the titles off of. I don't think you should take the titles off of Judgment Day yet. You know, hey, my boy Beast to go. He says Foxy Roxy and Raquel better wins. Yeah, they should. I don't think Judgment Day should. I think Judgment Day should keep all the gold for a long time. Judgment Day is one of your top factions in WWE right now. If I'm naming the top factions of WWE, I'm going to say Judgment Day and Wyatt Six. That's my opinion. Wyatt Six is challenging Street Profits tonight on SmackDown for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and I want Wyatt Six to win. So I think Judgment Day holds on to that gold. I think you have an interesting story you can tell with Raquel not fully trusting Roxanne because of the whole Liv situation and the way Finn brought in Roxanne. But I think Roxanne getting the win here for her and Raquel, maybe taking maybe taking a big boot or a Sister Abigail to protect Raquel, and then Raquel gets the pin, and then Roxanne can say, "See, you can trust me." So I'm picking the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez to retain the Women's World Tag Team Championships tomorrow at Evolution. We have a no-holds-barred match. This match has been brewing since before WrestleMania. It's Jade Cargill versus Miss Money in the Bank, Naomi. This is match has been brewing for a long time. Jade Cargill's that number one contender at SummerSlam for the Women's World Championship. And I'm sorry, for the Women's Championship. Naomi holds that Miss Money in the Bank. Naomi holds that briefcase. She can catch it anytime she wants. I'm going to say Jade Cargill picks up the win here. And I say that because I believe Naomi will cash in at SummerSlam on a Jade Cargill. I'll give my prediction now for SummerSlam. I believe Jade Cargill I believe Jade Cargill wins the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam, and Naomi immediately cashes in. That's why I think Seth Rollins cashing in tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event makes sense, because you don't want two cash-ins on SummerSlam. You don't want two cash-ins that weekend. I think it oversaturates it. So I'm going to say Naomi cashes in at SummerSlam. So I'm picking Jade Cargill to defeat Naomi in the no-holds-barred match. Excuse me. And speaking of the WWE Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship is on the line. It's Tiffany time. Miss Tiffany Stratton, she's defending her Women's Championship against a legend of women's wrestling, It's Trishy time. Trish Stratus. It's gonna be a great match, man. Huge fan of Tiffany Stratton. Huge fan of Trish Stratus. Um, as much as it would be fun to see Trish Stratus hold that women's championship, I don't see it happening. I think Tiffany Stratton retains that women's championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill at SummerSlam. Jade Cargill defeats Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Naomi cashes in her Money in the Bank briefcase. Naomi leaves SummerSlam as women's champion, and to get there, like I said, Tiffany Stratton retains this Sunday at Evolution. We have a triple threat. Like I said, I'm not sure the match order, guys, but I do believe they said Io Sky and Rhea Ripley's the main event. So I'm gonna go next to the triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It's the Women's Intercontinental Champion. I have her shirt on. It's big time Bex, the man, Becky Lynch. She's defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Bayley and the former Intercontinental Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria. It's gonna be a great triple threat, man. Huge fan of all these women. Um, I don't see Becky Lynch losing. Um, I don't think. I don't see Becky Lynch losing the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, I got a question from my boy Action VJ here. He says, "You don't think Trish could hold the title until SummerSlam?" Action, I think that'd be great. I think it'd be fun if Trish did win the title from Tiffany Stratton to go on to SummerSlam. I'm not sure Trish's schedule. I'm not sure her contract situation. I don't know if it's like just, the one time deal for SummerSlam, or if they're going to keep her around for SummerSlam, for Evolution, and then SummerSlam. Sorry, I don't know if it's one time deal for Evolution. It'd be fun if Trish won, but I just think if I'm booking it, the way the back and forth between Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill and with Naomi lurking, I think it would make more sense for Jade Cargill to beat Tiffany Stratton. I mean, it would be a huge career move for Jade Cargill to defeat Trish Stratus. It would be. I just think Trish and Tiffy, I think that's just a one off, and then I think Jade defeating Tiffany Stratton and then Naomi cashing in would be the better route. But that's just me. But I mean, I think it would be fun if Trish did hold that title until SummerSlam. We'll have to see what happens. Um, so yeah, like I said, I think Tiffany Stratton defeats Trish Stratus. The triple threat. I don't see Becky Lynch losing the Intercontinental Championship. I think Bayley and Lyra are going to take each other out, and then I think Trish pins. I'm going to say Trish pins, I would say Lyra, right? So she can say, "Hey, I pinned you. I beat you twice now. Next opponent," and then maybe you can do Becky versus Bayley at SummerSlam, or you could do Becky versus someone else at SummerSlam. We'll have to see, but I think Becky Lynch holds that Women's Intercontinental Championship for a little while longer. We have a Battle Royal. The winner of the Women's Battle Royal will get a championship match at Clash in Paris on August 31st. If I'm looking at, I don't know all the participants. I know Stephanie Valkyrie's in there. I know Jada Parker's in there. I know Nikki Bella's in there. If I'm looking at all the women in this match, at least that have been announced, we maybe get surprised. Do we get an AJ Lee return at Evolution? That'd be amazing, man. We're gonna light it up. I'd be cool for that if we got AJ Lee. Do we get a Saraya, formerly known as Paige? That'd be cool. I hope we get some surprises. I'd be cool with Saraya and AJ Lee. We'll have to see what happens. But if I'm picking a winner, I'm going to say it's Stephanie Valkyrie. I think Stephanie Valkyrie, she has the look, she has the in-ring ability. I think she could be the center point of your women's division. Like Beast the Goat said, Paige is a free agent. Yeah, Paige would be great, man. I met Paige before. I think she's really good. Paige is one of those women's wrestlers that she helped start that Evolution movement. So I hope we see Paige. So I'm gonna say Stephanie Valkyrie wins the Battle Royal, goes on to Clash in Paris to face Rhea Ripley. Now let's get into this. The main event for the Women's World Championship. It's Io Sky defending her women's world championship against Mommy Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has never pinned Io Sky. That's the story of this whole match between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has never been able to pin Io Sky. I think that changes this Sunday. I think Rhea Ripley defeats Io Sky to become the new women's world champion. And I think Rhea Ripley holds that belt, that title through the summer. I think Rhea Ripley holds that belt. I think Rhea Ripley's going to hold that belt to WrestleMania. I know she's going to hold it at least till SummerSlam. And Rhea Ripley's so over, man. When me and Henry were at Raw in Pittsburgh, Rhea Ripley's music hit. That place went nuts. Rhea Ripley's one of your top women on Raw, and the story is, like I said, the story is Rhea Ripley can't defeat Io Sky. That changes this Sunday. My pick to win and become the new Women's World Champion is Mommy Rhea Bloody Ripley. Well, there you go, folks. That has been my WWE Saturday Night's Main Event predictions and my WWE Evolution predictions. Like I said, I appreciate all you guys for watching, commenting, all the support. Like I said, I wanted to do 2 videos back to back because I got some time to kill before SmackDown. It's Friday night, and the mood is right. And we're 3 weeks away from the biggest party of summer, SummerSlam. But like I said, we got some roadblocks on the way, and that's tomorrow night, WWE Saturday Night's Main Event. This Sunday, WWE Evolution. It's Goldberg's final match this Saturday Night's Main Event. And the women take center stage this Sunday, WWE Evolution. And like I said, 3 weeks from tomorrow, or 3 weeks from tonight, actually, WWE SummerSlam weekend. WWE SummerSlam weekend comes to East Rutherford, New Jersey for the first ever 2-night SummerSlam. They're going to be doing meet and greets. Friday night SmackDown from the Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey. John Cena is scheduled for that. You got WrestleCon Friday and Saturday. I'm sure they're going to have the SummerSlam store. Like I said, night 1 of SummerSlam, which I think will be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Night 2 of SummerSlam, John Cena, Cody Rhodes 2 for that Undisputed Championship. And then the Raw after SummerSlam, I believe, is in Brooklyn, New York. So it's going to be a great time. 3 weeks from today, myself will be there. I'm taking my mom to both nights of SummerSlam. Going to be meeting up with the Bell to Bell Banter podcast boys, Beast to Go, that CM Punk guy. It's going to be a great time. So if you guys are at SummerSlam weekend, I will see you guys there because the Battle Club guy will be live on the scene in New Jersey all week for SummerSlam week. Well, as always, folks, thank you for joining me. As always, this is the Battle Club Guys podcast. I'm your host, the Battle Club Guy. Till next time.